Hey, you guys, it's Matt Frazier, the Psychic Medium, and I am live right now with all of you. So come on in and join me. We got so much to talk about, but I actually wanted to come on to talk to you guys because there was one thing that I realized that we haven't talked about before in any other video, and that is what happens when somebody doesn't want a message, when somebody doesn't believe or does not want to speak to spirit. Now, this is something that is a topic that I love to talk about because so many times I get messages from you guys and you're like, Matt, I would like a reading, but I'm too scared. Or Matt, I'm afraid that someone's going to come through that I don't want to hear from, that I don't want to speak to, someone that I hated here in this world. And let me tell you something, that does happen. And I got to tell you guys that it happened at one of the online reading events just this past week. So I'm here to share the video with you, but I also want to talk to you guys all about this, all right? So while we're waiting for all of you guys to get here, I see Tiffany Powell is here. Hey, Tiffany. I see Von V is here. I see Connie Rogers is here. Hey to you. I also see, oh my God, Marianne is here from Brazil. I also see that Sue is here as well. I also see that Ida is here. I also see that Lynn Jones is here. Oh my God, I see so many of you. It's amazing. First of all, what I want you guys to know is this. All right, is that, I don't know how to say this, okay? Well, I'm just going to come up and say it. Your loved ones in spirit, right, don't care if you want to hear from them or you don't want to hear from them. And it's not just through a psychic medium, right? Like there's so many times when I'll do readings and somebody will say to me, Matt, like for example, I'll do a reading for somebody. I'll say, oh, your dad is here with you. Or, oh, your sister-in-law is here with you. And they'll be like, why are they with me? I don't want them watching over me. I don't want them with me. I don't want them there. Do you know how terrible that person was to me? Do you know what that person did to me? And I'll say to them, yes, I do, because they're telling me. But do you also know that this person has this, and this to say to you? And first of all, while you're all here, while I'm seeing all of your comments right now, leave it in the comments right now. I have to ask you this question, okay? Have you ever been afraid, or maybe you're afraid right now, to attend a psychic medium event because you're afraid that someone's going to come through that you didn't like, or you're afraid that something's going to come through that you don't want to hear? How many of you are actually afraid of this? I need to know this. Because, I'm so oblivious being a psychic medium. I always think that everybody wants a reading. Like, that's just what I think, right? But Mimi is saying yes. Mimi's saying yes. Stacey Smith is saying yes. I also see that Skeeter is saying yes as well. I see that Anita says, no, I've been to 8. Yes, I've seen you, Anita. Right? Some people love it. Some people are so afraid of getting a message. And some people are afraid of who will come through and what they will say. So what I want you guys to know is that what's amazing, and this is the biggest misconception, right? I feel like I need to talk about this more. When you come to a psychic medium, you come hoping to hear from a certain loved one, right? You might want to hear from your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother or your cousin or your best friend or your cat or your dog. The list continues. But what's amazing is that when you come to a medium, even though you're trying to connect with your loved ones in spirit, it's actually the opposite. When you come to a psychic medium, your loved ones are using me to reach you. So I want you guys to know that. Think about it the next time you attend a reading, right? You're coming to me. You're thinking that I'm going to put you in touch with your loved ones, but it's really your loved ones who are using me to get in touch with you. And I never know who's going to come through. I never know what they're going to say. And sometimes your loved ones in spirit put a lot of pressure on me, right? Because here's the thing. I know that sometimes people might not be comfortable with the message, but I made a pact with the spirit world. And that pact is that I will say anything that spirit tells me, regardless of if I feel comfortable or not, because it's not about me. It's about you guys, right? And I would never stop a spirit from coming through, because I've learned over these years of doing mediumship that if a soul is coming through, they're coming through for a reason. So story time really quick. I was just doing an online reading, as you guys know, I do online readings where, I read for you guys and, I just open it up, whatever soul comes through, comes through. So if you haven't been to an online reading yet, by the way, you can go right to my website, meetmattfrazier.com. That's where everybody's gotten a reading, by the way. All the videos that you see, all the readings that you've seen me do on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of those readings are not private readings. Every single person who has gotten a reading from me, because I don't do private readings anymore, sadly, every single reading that I've done has been at an online group reading event. Everyone has just paid $19. So this family attended, right? And they were all there to connect with somebody, okay? And I don't know who they were there to connect with, to be honest with you, because I wasn't sensing and feeling that soul. But it's weird because the moment that I saw them pop up on screen, I had to go over to them because there was this ex-husband, that was trying to come through and reach his wife here in this world. And what I don't tell you guys, which I feel like I need to be more communicative about, right? Am I saying that word right? Communicative, right? Is that how you say it? Okay. What I don't tell you guys enough, which I should, is I really should explain to you what I'm seeing and hearing. So for example, it was really weird because I saw this family come up on screen and right away I'm thinking, oh, they must be wanting to connect with their dad or they must be wanting to connect with their mom. And then this spirit came through to me and he said to me, Matt, that's my wife and she does not want to hear from me. She does not want to talk to me. She doesn't want to connect with me. She does not want you to speak to me, but I have to talk to her. I have to get through. So of course, you know me, Matt Frazier, no filter, right? Frazier, no filter is like, I need to come over to you. I need to come over to you, right? So I'm like, and he started telling me in my ear, you guys, he was whispering to me and telling me like, you need to make sure that she sits in that chair. You need to make sure she doesn't leave this reading. She's going to try to walk out of the room. She's going to try to leave the reading. She doesn't want to hear from me. But I had to get this message through to her. So it was crazy because her family pretty much dragged her there. She was there not because she wanted a reading. She didn't even buy a ticket. Her family did, right? But because she was there, it gave her ex-husband the opportunity to come through and to speak, even though she didn't feel like she was ready to speak to him, connect with him, or talk with him. So this reading that you're about to see happened just this past weekend, and it was life-changing for her. It literally changed everything for her in her life about how she viewed her ex-husband, his death, and everything. And I want to share this with you because what I've learned from the spirit world is that I have to deliver every message, even if it's not the person that you want to hear from, even if it's not the person that you liked here in this world. The messages that are meant to come through are meant to bring healing. So this was a woman who attended with her family. She was praying. I heard literally, he had told me, Matt, she's praying that you don't call on her. She doesn't want to talk to me. She doesn't want to connect. And, I try to be very gentle when this happens because I don't want to freak people out, right? And the last thing I want somebody to do is to go and to run off camera because that's happened a couple times. So I try to be very gentle. I try to be really gentle with my words, but here's what happens. I'm going to play the video right now. You got to see this happened at this past online reading. It was incredible. I want to know your thoughts on this. Right here. So to the right, excuse me, if I'm looking at you to your left, this is your daughter?
Yes, my daughter.
Did you lose a significant other? Okay, was that like your boyfriend, but you were broken up here in this world? Or your husband and you were separated?
Yeah.
He's here. And it's funny, I don't read minds, but your loved ones will tell me things. And he was saying in my ear, she does not want you to come over to her. She does not want you to say anything. Go to anybody else but me. Go to anybody else but me. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, he's here. Oh boy, you guys put me in a bad position because right away he's saying to me, Matt, she's already got things in her mind where she's saying, if he says this, and this, I'm going to walk out of this reading. I'm going to walk out of this house and I ain't staying for the rest of it. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
First of all, don't make my job any harder than it is. I can't make your loved ones say certain things. And he's warning me about you right away. He's saying to me, Matt, you better make sure that she sits in that chair and listens to everything I got to say.
Okay.
And I go to him, listen, I can't make her. I'm on this side of the screen. She's on that. What the hell do I do? Handcuff her down? I can't make her do. She's a grown woman. I'll tell you, sometimes these souls, what they ask me to do is impossible. Yeah. I got to tell you, he's here. And this was a very difficult reading to do. Because first of all, I know that you're upset with him. I know that you're angry with him. And I know that he left you with so much hurt and so much hurt and heartache here in this world. He says, and Matt, he says, I'm going to be honest. Here in this world, I didn't deserve her love, he said to me. He says, because she stood up for me. He says, she cleared my reputation. He says, she proved everybody wrong about me. He says, and then I turned my back on her. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And he says to me that you feel so foolish, you feel so dumb, you feel all these things because you loved and cared about him so much. And then he turned around and hurt you the same way he hurt everybody else. Is that true?
Yes.
That's why he's here. Because he said to me, Matt, I cannot let her go. I cannot let her go without saying that I'm sorry. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Can I tell you everything?
Yeah.
Because, and I'm glad you said yes, because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you would be able to heal without hearing what this man has to tell you. Because right away he said to me, Nat, I came to her a broken man here in this world. He says, I had issues with addictions. He says, I had issues with myself. He says, I had issues with moods, temper, you name it, I had it. He said, but he also tells me when I'm connecting that you were convinced that you could help him and you were convinced that you could fix him in some way. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And he tells me that you did.
I loved him so much.
I know you did. And he says to me that that's why it hurts even talking to him through me like this. Because I'm going to be honest with you. He tells me he lied to you here in this world. He says, and Matt, I wish that I could take it all back. I wish that I could take back every single thing that I had done to hurt her, because even though we used to argue, even though we used to fight, even though we had a tough relationship here in this world, he said, all she did was love me. All she did was want to help me. And I didn't understand that until now, he tells me.
Yeah.
So do you know that, first of all, he's saying when I'm connecting with him, that here in this world, he was not in his right mind. When I'm connecting with his soul, he will let all of these outside influences affect him, affect you, affect your relationship.
Yes.
Not, I'm going to be honest. He says, if I would have listened to her, I would still be living today, he tells me. He's coming through for one reason, because his soul has unfinished business. And when he got to the other side, he saw everything that he threw away and he saw all the mistakes he made. And I'm going to tell you, 9 out of the 10 mistakes he made, you tried to save him from. And that's why he's here. Because he tells me that in your mind, you drive yourself crazy, like saying, what could I have done differently? How could I have helped him? Why didn't he listen? Everything I said to him, it's like he did the opposite. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you know that he said to me that you watched over him like a guardian angel here in this world?
Yes.
And he tells me that you gave him a second chance at life. And because of that, he's now watching over you in heaven. He says, I'm your guardian angel tonight. That's what he tells me. And he wants you to know that. I'm going to also tell you, he's very concerned about you, because he tells me that you've been so depressed and you've been so angry. And he says, Matt, he says, since I died, it's like she turned into a different person. He says, and he's showing me what I love that your loved ones can do is your loved ones can show me little visions of how you are now versus how you were in the past. And he tells me that you were always the social butterfly. You were always the one that's like, okay, we're doing this here. We're going to this place. We're going to that place. You were always constantly going. He tells me that you could run circles around him.
Yeah.
And he says to me, Matt, it's like she doesn't even want to do anything anymore.
No, the depression has been so bad.
He said to me, Matt, I'm the one that caused that depression in her. I'm the one that made her feel the way that she's feeling right now. And if I made her feel that way, I can take it away. Because I need you to know something, and I need you to listen to me right now. Because he's saying to me, Matt, she was not the problem, I was. And he said to me, I am so sorry. So first of all, please know that this is his way of acknowledging on the other side that every day that goes by, he says, Matt, please let her know that I am there and with her. He says, but she needs to start living again. He's bringing this up to me. He says, and Matt, he says, I don't want to say everything, but I'm going to tell you what he's telling me. He keeps telling me that you were always on top of him, like with his finances and bills and like getting things squared away. He says, and now all of a sudden, he goes, I see that she like hasn't paid bills. She's like behind on this. He goes, that's never her, Matt. She was never like this. You don't understand. She was the one person that was good with her money and all this stuff. He says, but since his passing, you stopped caring. That's what he tells me. And you're like, I don't care. I don't care if they take my car. I don't care if they take my house. I don't care if they do this. I don't care if they do that. And he said to me, Matt, please let her know that that's not the woman that I know.
Yeah, not at all.
So he says to me one thing, okay? I'm going to be very honest with you. He said to me, Matt, did I love her? Yes. He says, but I never loved her right, he tells me. He says, I never appreciated here in this world one thing that she did for me. I always expected it, but I never appreciated it. He says, and now I realize what I did. But he says, I also realized something else. And he tells me when I'm connecting that, oh my God, you're not going to like what I have to say. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to tell you. He's telling me when I'm connecting, Matt, there's somebody else for her and it's not for me. It's not me. And he tells me that because of him, you gave up on love.
Yeah.
So first of all, were you even married here in this world?
I was, but divorced.
Okay.
Yeah.
He showed me when I was connecting one thing. Now listen, I don't know if you get married again. I don't know that he's not sharing with me. I would tell you if he did. But I will tell you this. I see when I'm connecting with him that I feel like you have not met your soulmate yet. That's what I see.
Yeah.
So listen, it doesn't matter if you get married. Doesn't matter if you just get engaged. Doesn't matter who you meet, right? Because heaven doesn't check for marriage certificates when it's your soulmate. But I do know that it is important that you open up your heart, because when you open up your heart, you let that person in.
Yeah.
You let that person find you, and that's what he's most worried about. He said, "I'm going to be very honest with you." He says, "Matt, here in this world, I took away every opportunity from her." He tells me that there was work opportunities that you didn't take because of him. He tells me that there was all of these different things in your life that you put on hold because of him. There were friendship that you stopped because of him. He says to me, "I don't want her to lose out on the opportunity of meeting her soulmate and to meet somebody who truly loves and cares about her just because of me," he says.
Yeah. I understand that.
So he says to me, this doesn't mean it has to be tomorrow, right? Nothing. I know that healing is a journey, but he says to me, "Today, this starts with me." You wanted to know one thing. You wanted to know if he truly understood how much he hurt you and how much you truly loved him. And he says, "I know all of that." And this is his way of letting you know in spirit that every day that goes by, he says, "Matt, please let her know I'll always be watching over her. I will be with her, and to look for the signs." More importantly, excuse me, he showed me he comes to you in music. Do you hear songs that remind you of him?
Yeah.
That's his way of coming through.
That's good to know.
He said to me, all of those songs are just a reminder that I am there and with you in spirit. I am okay. And that everywhere that you go, he says, I will be with you. I am not judging you. He says, but the same way that you looked after me and you wanted the best for me, I want the best for you. And that's what he's bringing up.
That's beautiful.
All right.
Thank you.
I really hope that this helped you. And by the way, did you say you were in Southern California?
Yes.
Well, listen, I
Yeah.
hope, I don't know where the hell I'm coming. I'm coming somewhere in California. I think Santa Rosa, is that near you?
No.
Sacramento, is that near you?
Away.
We're more closer like Palm Springs.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, in October, I should be, hopefully. They'll have me back. I'm hoping to come to Morongo, and I'd love to meet you guys in person. So
Oh, that's
Yeah,
real close
That's
to
really close.
well, keep an eye on the website, because if you do, please make sure that you come to the show and say hello to me. So this way I get to hug you guys in person. I want to thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Was this your first time being here, by the way?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad that you decided to tune in, because if not, I wouldn't have been able to deliver that message. So I want to thank you guys for being here. You guys, if you just tuned in, that was a reading that just happened this past week at the live online reading event. So, by the way, for those of you who haven't heard, every single person who has gotten a reading from me, these are not private readings. That was not a private reading. That was an online group reading. That family just paid $19 to attend. So every single reading that I do, I don't do private readings anymore, sadly, because once my waiting list got up to 5 years, I said, there's no way I'm going to be able to reach all these people. There's got to be a better way. So I started doing online group readings where you're there. It's live on Zoom. I'm able to see you guys. You guys are able to see me, and it's message after message after message. It's only $19 to attend. So if you would like to sign up, you just got to go right here to meetmattfrazier.com. But the reason why I wanted to share this video is for one reason, okay? And by the way, there's only 2 dates left in July. So June is completely booked, but I do have 2 dates left in July, July 29th and July 30th. But tonight is the last night to register. There's only a few hours left. So if you'd like to be part of that online reading like that family did, you can go to meetmattfrazier.com. The link is in the bio. The link is in the comments. Just click on online readings. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this for one reason, because this woman would have never attended this event. This woman would have never come. She did not want a reading. She didn't want to hear a message, but yet she was living in grief every single day. She was living in pain every single day. She couldn't live her life. She was tormented. She was hurt. She was broken. She was all of these things because she lost her ex-husband, and he died without things being resolved. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because I know that there's someone on here right now that really needed to see this. I know that there's someone on here who is missing a loved one, who's afraid of coming to a psychic medium, who's afraid to come to an online group reading because they're afraid of who's going to come through, what they're going to say, or They might be afraid that a soul doesn't come through, right? But the truth is that when you're there, like this woman was, right? You give me the opportunity to reach your loved ones, and you give me the opportunity to deliver messages from them to you. So sometimes the people who say, Matt, I'm so afraid. Matt, I don't think I'm ready. Matt, I'm so nervous. Matt, I don't want a reading. Matt, I don't want to connect with someone. Matt, I don't want that person to come through. Sometimes those are the people who need to heal the most. So that being said, my goal is to get to as many of you as possible. I want to read as many people as I can, and I want to try to read every single person on my Facebook page. But the only way that I can read you is that if you come and see me live on tour, or if you come to an online group reading. So that's what an online group reading is like. So if you'd like to attend, you can go to my website right now, meetmattfrazier.com, but there is a catch. June is completely sold out. Every date in June is sold out. July is completely sold out except for 2 dates, July 29th and July 30th. And you guys, those are the last dates in July. I can't add any more dates. So I really want to come on to let you guys know this, because I know that there's many of you who are hurting right now, who are really looking for a message from Spirit. And I really hope that this video inspired you. Because sometimes when we lose a loved one, there's past hurt, there's past pain, there's all these things that are built up inside of us that we can't heal from until we actually hear a message from someone on the other side, right? And what I want to let you guys know is that your loved ones are already trying to reach you. Songs, repeating numbers like 1111, intense feelings, dreams are all ways that your loved ones are trying to get your attention. But what I also have to let you know is that sometimes, like with that woman, there's someone there that you would never expect to come through, that you made an impact on their life, and there's something that they have to tell you. And those are the most healing messages of all. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the link right here because, like I said, there's only a few hours left to register for the July 29th online reading. We extended it a few hours because I wanted to make sure that you knew about this. And more importantly, I can only allow a limited amount of people. So there's only a few hours left to register. It's $19 to attend. And I would love for you to attend with your family, because there might be somebody in your family right now that needs to hear a message. There might be somebody who's hurting, who's in pain. And it doesn't have to be that way. If you saw with this message, we don't have to live our life in pain. The hardest thing is when we lose a loved one, especially when something is unresolved, we feel like we've lost them forever. But what I'm here to remind you, as your psychic medium and friend, is that we truly never lose a loved one. And even though we may have lost their physical presence, right, their spiritual presence is with us every single day. And knowing that is life-changing. And I know that because even in my life, I could not do what I do. I couldn't be the happy person that I am if I didn't know that my loved ones were with me. So I sense my loved ones. I hear messages from my loved ones. I receive signs from my loved ones. And I want to share that with all of you. I want to be able to deliver you messages from your loved ones. I want to be able to go and help you connect with your loved ones in spirit. And that's the reason why I do these online readings. So if you'd like to attend, here's the link one more time. I'm putting it in the comments, but it's also right here. Ready? I'm going to make it bigger for you. Meetmattfrazier.com. If you go right here, you type in meetmattfrazier.com and go to online readings, that's where you can be a part of an event just like that, family. And I really hope you will. Because what I want you guys to know is that it's not if, it's when. When the perfect moment comes up, your loved one will step forward and reach you when the time is right. And sometimes it'll be an unexpected message. But those, in my experiences, are the ones that bring about the most healing. And if you haven't heard, I'm coming back on tour as well. If you don't want to attend the online readings yet, I am coming to these cities and states where you can come and meet me live in person. Next week, I'm coming to Springfield, Massachusetts. Then I'm off to Portland, Maine, Hampton, New Hampshire. I'm coming to Plymouth, Massachusetts. I'm coming to Santa Rosa, California, Sacramento, California, Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, I'm coming to the Venetian there. I'm also coming to Laughlin, Nevada, Harris, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. Did I say Erie, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? Those places as well. And also Toppenish, Washington. All the dates are up on my website, meetmattfrazier.com. And listen, if the dead can find me, so can you. But I'm putting this out there because, like I said, there's only a few hours left to register for the next online reading. And I'm going to be looking for you because I know that there's someone here right now that really needs to see this message. Because, like I said, there's someone that you're looking to hear from that you might not be sure if you're ready. You might not sure if they are going to come through. But when you're there, you give them the opportunity. You open the door. And I really hope to be able to deliver you a message from your loved one in spirit. So that being said, for those of you who are attending tomorrow's online reading, I can't wait to see you guys because it's going to be an experience just like that. And for those of you who haven't been able or haven't attended an online reading yet, tonight's the last night. So meetmattfrazier.com. Head on over to sign up for July 29th or July 30th. Okay, the clock is ticking. We're closing the window for people to attend because I keep it to a limited amount of people, because my goal is to get to as many of you as possible. So I love you guys. I want to thank you so much for being part of this event, and also for following me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I love seeing all of you guys. And more importantly, if you're nervous about someone coming through, don't be. Remember, our loved ones only come through because they want to help us, guide us. They want to remind us that they're there and by our side. And sometimes it's the message that we don't want to hear that we need to hear to be able to heal. So that being said, thank you guys for all the love, for the comments, for the shares, for the stars, for everything that you guys do for me. And I will see you soon.